Okay, so we're going to do an angle guide for one of these styles of hone guides, and we'll get started. Okay, I'm going to brighten up the metal. I tried to make this more visible with a Sharpie, but I'm going to brighten it up. It's going to be easier to see if I brighten it up instead of darken it. I'm going to polish this up a little bit with the file. There we go. Much easier to read. There we go. Okay, there are the projections that we need. Okay, so here I have the honing guide itself and the scrap piece of oak wood that I pulled out of a pile of scrap wood. Now what I plan to do is I'm going to rip this just a little bit wider. Actually, it's a perfect width right now, but I am going to square that up a little bit. So. Okay, so we'll do. We have two of them that are 30 millimeters. I'm going to put them on the same size to minimize warping on this. So. Sorry, I need my cheaters, my reading glasses. I'm getting a little older and finding this necessary. Now this doesn't have to be perfect. Perfect with 30 millimeters. As long as you set it up each time the same distance, it minimizes the amount of metal that you have to take off a blade. I'm sure that's pretty self-explanatory to you. Now I'm going to leave 40 and 50 on one side. I'm going to leave, a good 2 inches, or about 50 millimeters. Right here. And then another 50 or so. And that's where I'm going to cut this off. I don't want to use the whole length. Actually, I'm going to do this so you can see it a little better. I'm not very left-hand skilled. There's where we'll cut it off. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's close enough. Definitely close enough. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a lip guide at 30 millimeters to make the first cut. Now that's to the outside of the blade, of course. Right there. And I'm going to drop the blade. I'm only going to take about not even a quarter of an inch, an eighth of an inch off. So I'm going to drop the blade till it's just a little bit .30-degree side. Now I'll move it out to the next measurement, which is 40. I think you can tell where we're going with this by now. I am wearing safety glasses. Make sure that you always do. I'm going to have to cut that from the other side. Okay, being that I don't have a zero clearance throat on that throat plate, or a zero clearance insert on that throat plate, I need to move the fence to this side because it's closer here. If I continued to do it on this side, it would fall in here, it could bind, get kicked at me. it wasn't very safe. So I'm going to finish this on this side, and you'll see why. I'll raise it up to the next cut here. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We finished making the cuts. These two sides, these are 30 millimeter, and then 40 and 50. And so I'm going to clean up the edges here a little bit, and then there's a little bit right here that I need to clean out. Make sure that you clean this out so that you have the exact measurement along this face. I'll show you later why. You can do this on a belt sander, sandpaper, hand plane, whatever you want. And I'll finish that up, and then we'll put it to use. This is the chisel side. This is 30 degrees. This is 25. Plain side. Okay, so we'll set up a plane iron. And just hold it together like so. Tighten down, and we're set. Now, every time, this will be the same. If you try to measure and you're off by even a millimeter, you'll be spending a lot of time re-establishing a bevel. This will save a ton of time in sharpening. And it'll save your plane iron from wearing out faster. Do this a little tight in here. And there we go. And then it's used like this, back and forth on sandpaper or stone or strop or however it needs to happen. Okay. Alright, that's it.